Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Jamar here, Vegas Sense, and I got another quick video here. This is going to be my review or take on Spicebomb by Viktor Rolf. Okay, so the first thing that I'll say about this particular fragrance is it definitely, the bottle is definitely something that kind of intrigued me and that really, got me wanting to try this particular fragrance. I think if this fragrance were in any other bottle, I might not have wanted to necessarily try this particular fragrance, even if it had, the exact same name, such as Spicebomb. This to me is just, it's a really, really, really cool bottle. I love the way that it's, kind of made into like a hand grenade. Like that's a really, really cool design. And then even this thing here, which is basically, it's something that kind of restricts the cap. That's a really cool touch. It kind of represents like the pin that you would pull if you were, getting ready to toss a grenade or whatnot. So I really do like that. Now, as far as the juice though, I was actually pretty surprised with how much I really enjoyed the way that, this juice really smelled. When you first spray it on, it comes off as very sweet, at the same time sort of kind of fresh and aromatic, but then at the same time extremely spicy. Okay. And I would say the main accords that you really kind of get when you spray this on, especially in the top notes, are sort of like the cinnamon and some of the spices in this. And then also you do in the first, I would say maybe 30 seconds to a minute or so, you do sort of get like the bergamot and the grapefruit within this particular fragrance. But then after that, you immediately start to smell like the pepper, the cinnamon, you immediately start to smell that. Now, the one thing that I will say though about this particular fragrance is this fragrance has I would say my favorite atomizer out of all of the fragrances that I own so far. I really, really love the consistency of the sprayer on this particular fragrance here, and it shoots out like a really nice, mist. So I'll show you right here. I really don't want to get this on my clothes, but I'll show you. So you see that it shoots out like this really, really big, huge, large mist or whatever. And then when you first smell it, you get the grapefruit as well as, a little bit of that bergamot. But then, you immediately start to get the pepper for sure. Okay, and this has like two different types of pepper in it. So according to Fragrantica here, which is what I'm looking at, you have pink pepper, and and so I guess you have paprika. So that's part of the spices that are in this or whatnot. So as far as the official note breakdown goes, you have bergamot, grapefruit, pink pepper, and elemi or elemi, however you say that, in the top. Then you have saffron, cinnamon, and paprika in the mid, which is, what you really smell for most of the life of this scent. And then as the scent starts to develop into the base, which is, a little bit later on in the fragrance, I would say, several hours later, then that's when you start to get like the sweetness from the tobacco, as well as like the leather. And like I said, that's like at the very end of this particular fragrance. But overall, I really, really, really love the way this smells. It's perfect for this time of year when it's like, cold outside, it's real breezy. This is something that, I don't know, at least for me, when I spray this on, it kind of gives like this warming effect on me or whatnot. And I really, really love to wear this, when it's cold like this right now. Now, as far as reactions that I've gotten from this, um, I've I've had one girl, who actually came over here not too long ago, and I kind of had her, just sort of smelling all of the different fragrances that I have, and I remembered she said that I told her that I wanted to have her, smell some of the fragrances that I had. And so she was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to smell that last one that you had on." We went out to go get tacos one time, and she said, "Yeah, I don't want to smell that last one that you had on." And so I'm thinking to myself, "Well, Spice Bomb, like you didn't like that?" Because I really enjoy the scent, and I couldn't really imagine why anybody wouldn't like this. But she was basically saying that this scent to her was just too spicy to her. I guess too spicy, too strong, or whatnot. And I sprayed this on like a business card and had her smell it, and she was like, "Yeah, like it was way too spicy for her." But people's tastes kind of vary between who the person is. Some people might love this. Probably more people would love this than would hate it, I would say. But you do have some people that don't like super spicy fragrances. She didn't like this at all, but she loved my Brasilia Privé, which is a Creed Aventus copy. Like she went crazy over that. Um, she didn't like Acqua di Gio Profumo at all. She said, I mean, she like reacted horribly to that, but she liked Versace Dylan Blue. So it really it all depends. Now, as far as the performance goes with this particular fragrance, I would say, at least about 10 plus hours whenever I wear this. So this is definitely a fragrance that you could spray on you in the morning, and by the night it'll definitely still be there. Um, I would say it projects for probably the first, I don't know, 2.5 hours or so. And then after that, it does become a skin scent, but it's not like a super light, extremely close to the skin scent. It still is definitely there. You do definitely get wafts of it for sure. So this is definitely a great performing scent. As far as the versatility of the scent goes, I feel like this is something that you could probably wear in any situation that's not like a super formal occasion. So I have worn this to work. I definitely wear this, when I'm just going out somewhere or whatnot. Um, I wear this casually at home. Like I said, it gives me like a warming type effect. So I definitely wear this whenever I just want to feel just warm and cozy. And then I would say this is probably even something that you could wear as a clubbing scent. I really think you could. So it has really good versatility. Um, Even though this is like a sweeter, kind of cooler weather type scent, I do think that this is something that you could still wear even in warmer months, because it's not like a super heavy, I guess you could say like cooler weather scent. It does still kind of have like a airy freshness to it, if that makes sense. So I would say this is probably definitely something that you could probably wear in 70-degree weather or so. I would definitely go very light on the trigger in those situations. So maybe, I don't know, 2, 3 sprays max. But this is definitely something that you could wear in those months, especially if you are going to be like indoors in a climate controlled environment. Okay. So as far as the price on this fragrance goes, this fragrance is a little bit on the expensive side when it comes to like a designer fragrance. So this bottle right here is a 1.7 ounce 50 milliliter bottle, and I was able to get this off of eBay for, I believe, I want to say I paid like 40, about 40 to $46 for this, altogether shipped, which to me that's a little bit expensive for a 1.7 ounce. Typically, if I get a 1.7 ounce bottle of something, it's going to be less than $30 normally. And then I think most of the 90 milliliter bottles, which is the next size up from this one, I think most of those typically go for about, I want to say 60 or more dollars. And then, you know, retail, I think this goes anywhere from like 90 to like 120. So that's definitely on the higher end of the scale, I would say, when it comes to a designer fragrance. But it is a really good fragrance, and it performs really well, and the versatility is pretty good as well. Okay, so I would say this is definitely a fragrance that I think anybody that enjoys spicy, kind of sweet type fragrances should definitely look into for sure. Because it definitely it fits that criteria, and it does it really well. It's blended together really well. Like, even when you first spray this on, it smells very smooth, very natural. To me, it doesn't really smell synthetic. I would say the smoothness of this fragrance almost is on par with, like, you know, like some of Creed's fragrances. You know, if anybody has ever smelled a Creed, you know that when you spray that on, it smells very natural. You don't really get like this alcohol type smell from it. And that's the same thing that you get with this, which might be the reason why it's a little bit on the higher end of the scale when it comes to price. Okay. So overall, if I were to rate this particular scent, I would have to give this about a 9 out of 10. Just as an overall scent. Okay, so definitely go and check this one out, especially for this time of year. Again, this is Viktor and Rolf Spicebomb, and I'll see y'all in the next video.